D&D Davison, liveweatherblogs.com, student meteorologist here for the overnight edition, overnight outlook. We're going to see a couple of things here. We have one low back, what used to be Nicole. We have another low back here, and we have the coastal low developing right around the North Carolina, Virginia border. And what this is doing is causing a lot of heavy rain and definitely causing some severe weather. We're going to go show you some a radar image from about 12:30 to show you from GR level with a tornado warning that was in effect near Suffolk, Virginia, and we're going to show you that. Here's a look at the area. Up here was 0.5 base reflectivity. This was a 1.5 base reflectivity, and this was a 0.5 storm relative velocity. Let me show you something here. Look at a couplet here. This is a pretty tight couplet at that point, and you can see also in the base reflectivity a very strong couplet also there. So what we had was a tornado, possible tornado, or very strong rotation actually being occurring, and this is out of the Wakefield radar. This was near the North Carolina, Virginia border, south of Suffolk. Here's an actual current image. This is 1:03 in the morning. We got a tightly rounded couplet here. You can see that also in the base reflectivity, and you can see this is more or less a backward C here. So this is definitely something we got to watch out for. It's going to continuously happen overnight. There is a tornado watch in effect till 7 a.m. for the area, and this is going to progress north, and we're going to go into that towards the Delaware Valley, towards New Jersey tomorrow. This is going to be more of a problem as we go along. Looking at our hazard map here, we have Roanoke area and east of the Blue Ridge under flood watches, Lynchburg, Farmville, Charlottesville, and we'll go north on that. 1 to 3 inches more of rain, and this is a rainfall map, and I live in this general area, so we're going to be in 1.5 to 1.75 inches of rain. And we're going to go north now to the area that Washington, D.C. area. We have small craft advisories here all the way up the, see, would that be gale warning? Gale warnings in effect all the way up through near Annapolis, all the way up straight into the areas of the Chesapeake Bay. Washington, D.C. is under a flood watch. Baltimore, you're under a flood watch. Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, Winchester, Hagerstown, Maryland, and we're going to continuously go north. Here's the Philly area. We have flood watches out here. Reading, Lancaster. We have wind advisories in most of the area here, including Trenton, Newark, Morristown, Philadelphia, Atlantic City, Dover, Georgetown, on the eastern side of the Delaware Bay, all under a wind advisory that might be up to a high wind warning as it goes along. And then we have high surf advisories here along the New York area. Hartford, Connecticut, Worcester, all under high wind watches. We got flood watches in Albany area. This Syracuse, they're all under flood watches. And we have wind advisories further south. And then we're going to go to the New York City area. Coastal flood advisories are in effect also for parts of New Jersey, and the high wind watches and the wind advisories and the flood watches throughout. High surf, gale warnings. There's a lot of things going on here in the Northeast. We're going to the Boston area. Hyannis, Providence, Newport, Nantucket, Portsmouth, Concord. These are areas that are a high wind watch. We also have a gale watch, a gale warning, and flood watches that go all the way up to Maine. So this is going to be something that's very, very interesting over the next few days as this all comes together. We'll show you model data on this and projections. Myrtle Beach up through Norfolk, a little further north, southern Delmira. These are under a slight risk area, mainly for tornadic and damaging winds. Tornado probabilities are in the 5 percentile, and you back it up a little bit towards Farmville, you get the 2 percentile. Hail, not very big, and wind, you see 5 percentile. And this is through the morning and then into the day on Thursday. same general areas, Norfolk, but we could also get into Philly, into New York City, and Wilmington, into Atlantic City. These are going to be Dover. These are going to be areas, DC, that are going to have still a probability of tornadic activity through tomorrow. So it's going to be a busy day coming up here on liveweatherblogs.com. Stay with us. We're going to keep you updated throughout. And they're just going into here how the tornadoes threat continues and will continue overnight here in the watch area. So this is something that just got put out by the Storm Prediction Center in the mesoscale discussion. And we'll add this to the written part of the blog here. But you can see definitely a lot of shear and a good amount of cape. So we're going to be looking at isolated tornadoes all evening long and overnight. Looking back here, we're going to look at the now the moving image of the actual water vapor loop here. You can see you getting the trough digging in. Look at that upper level low sitting back towards Tennessee, ripping it in here. We also have that low developing off the coast, like I showed you in the map earlier, and another low trying to hook itself back up here in western Virginia, near here in Roanoke. And we have that what was NICOLE here. So all this moisture is going to be pushed north. So what does that mean for precipitation totals? Quantitative precipitation forecast. Let's take a look here. We got the precipitation over 5 inches here, down here in North Carolina, and then general 3 to 5 inches around, and then another 5 to close to 6 inches here near Philly. So these are going to be areas that are just going to be flooded, and I wouldn't be surprised to get a lot of flooding out of this. Stay with us during the day tomorrow at liveweatherblogs.com. We're going to be busy all day. I want to keep you updated here. But this is the QPF off the HPC for the amount of rain. Even got 2 inches plus up here in Maine, so a lot of rain. Here in Roanoke, we're looking at generally 2 to 4. Here's a look at the NAM model. This is of 00 Zulu. We're going to now go 6 hours beyond that. 6 Zulu. You can see how the low is getting itself together. We get another low, pushing the precipitation in there. 12 hours, which will bring us up to 12 Zulu. Look at how the precipitation and the lows start to crank it up here. The upper level low not far from Roanoke, cranking in that moisture. 18 Zulu. Look at that low just digging itself in here. Roanoke up through Washington, New Jersey. The biggest threat's going to be severe weather and flooding during this 24 hours from 000. Look at this, just massive amounts of precipitation, and with these coastal and upper level lows. And you can just see as we go along here the issues we're going to have coming through the next 50 hours. And it's just crazy before a high finally starts kicking itself in, and it'll be well welcome to see that high. Here's the forecast: 56 overnight, 100% chance of rain, wind picking up north at 7, going to get between 10 and 20 by morning with the northeast winds. Thursday, 73, heavy rain, chances of an isolated thunderstorm, 11 mile per hour to 22 mile per hour winds, gusts to 30. Thursday night, 56, 74, clearing out on Friday, 68 on Saturday, 62 cool degrees on Sunday, and we're going to get into a fair area for the Roanoke Valley. And now we're going to go to the Triad. Triad also under a flood watch. Heavy rain overnight, winds picking up also. Heavy rain on Thursday, 77, 77 Friday, sunny, 71 Saturday, sunny, 68 sunny on Tuesday. Low's going to get into the 40s coming up here. So lots of stuff to go over here at liveweatherblogs.com. We'll be staying with you throughout the day tomorrow, giving you the latest on the information. The threats are going to go from, we have the tornadic threat and this flood threat, from this triple threat system, upper level, new surface coastal low, and what was NICOLE. And we're going to have these threats throughout the day. The severe weather will move itself from where it is currently located, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, then from Virginia up through the Philadelphia and New York City area in the day on Thursday. So it's going to get downright dangerous and more windy also up in the northeast when we start getting gradients and a bombing out low like the winter time. Definitely, hopefully not a lot to see what we might have coming for the winter, but definitely prepare yourselves if you're in the Delaware Valley, and if you're currently in the area of Virginia Beach and Norfolk in that area, get yourself prepare overnight. Keep your weather radio on. D&D Davison, liveweatherblogs.com.